a while, so let's quick fire this next one. Funniest or smartest in the world?
Smartest.
Smartest. Smartest.
Smartest.
Smartest.
Smartest.
Huh, unanimity for once.
I mean, if you're not that, words. I mean, if you're that smart, you probably know how to make people laugh, right? No, that's subjective.
Makes sense. I'm not saying any pickup lines, though. Monica has her favorite dumb pickup line, though. You want to use that since you have this chance?
Always. So, Hallie, if I asked you to come on with me, would your answer be the same as the answer to this question?
Didn't you pull this once already in club meetings?
Nah, it never gets old. I used that same one in the motto you made last year.
There you go.
I love it because it's recursive. Whether you answer yes or no, you've agreed to go on with me.
What if they say maybe?
Then you found yourself a keeper.
Sayori, you want to see their yukata drawing of you?
Yeah, fan art is awesome. We love fan art.
Oh, alright, here we go. There it is. There's Sayori and her yukata.
Wow. It looks so awesome. I love that we even got that knot on the front done. It looks so cool. Or I look so cool. Thank you, emailer. This means a lot to me, for real.
Well, wasn't that sweet? Next!
So, I have a question for both Monica and Miss Ida now that now that Ida is on now that Ida is in on everything. Oh my god. Miss Ida, how does it feel knowing that Monica made a mod where you are shipped with the player? Monica, looking back, how does it feel knowing that Miss Ida is aware of said mod you made where you ship her with the player?
I had not considered this. That's pretty awkward, yeah.
Don't worry about it, Monica. You guys make silly mods for fun and to cope, and it was totally harmless. Anyway, I wasn't offended. I thought my characterization was pretty accurate. Especially the weird obsession with chemistry in a totally inappropriate situation. Nailed that.
Thank you.
Of course.
Did she also like the part where she went spinning into space? What's up, Literature Club? Y'all are the most amazing characters throughout the game. Especially you, Natsuki, even though you look cute. Sorry if that triggered you. But overall, you all are the best, and I have 3 questions to ask y'all. To all, which YouTuber do you like and watch and tell why? To Natsuki, Sayori, MC, and Monica. Have you played Streets of Rage 4? If you haven't, I totally recommend you should play. It's very awesome, or maybe 4 of you guys can play it together. To Yuri, if you went on a nice vacation, which state would you like to visit and who you want to bring with you on the trip? P.S. If you bring all of them, it will be amazing because I love you all. Y'all. Those are my questions, and continue your amazing summer, y'all. P.S. Natsuki, I also like manga as well as you do.
Wait, didn't we answer this email already?
Yes, but it got sent again accidentally, and I didn't remember that we had answered it before until just now.
Well, what the heck? Let's answer it again.
Miss Ida, these first 2 questions I suspect will be more skip questions for us. So I suspect as well. I begin to feel a growing kinship with you. Indeed, as you like to say.
Nerds! Well, I watch all sorts of stuff on YouTube. My favorite YouTuber is probably Bobbish. I really like the BA Test Kitchen before they got stupid and blew it all up. And I'm a big Germa fan. Check out his content.
Or gas will fill the room.
Yeah, you get it.
Yeah, I'm a big Germa fan also. But mostly I like to watch random stuff on YouTube. Videos of guys building luxury houses in the jungle by hand in 4 days. Animal videos. Stuff like that.
Yeah, me too. I don't really have favorite YouTubers. I just like to watch stuff randomly that seems cool. I'm interested in VTubers, and my favorite one is Kitsune AI. But like I said, I also love Hajama and Yanners. Like Natsuki, I also like to watch cooking on YouTube. My favorite cooking channel is Jun's Kitchen, which focuses on Japanese cuisine. Now, what's this about Streets of Rage? I don't know what that is. It's a side-scrolling beat-em-up game. Natsuki and I played the second one a while back. It was fun.
I hadn't heard about them releasing 4. Finally, when did that happen?
A few months ago. It's on Steam and stuff.
I didn't know that either.
It looks super cool. Like they bring back all the characters and the visuals are really cool. I haven't tried it yet, so I'm not sure about the gameplay. You and me and Siri should play it sometime. And anyone else who's interested in the unlikely event they are bored by this video game.
Yeah, I'm out for this activity, but you guys have fun.
Remind me about this later, emailer, and I'll tell you how we liked it. Last part is for you, Yuri.
China, I think, and I'd certainly love to bring the whole literature club.
I think they meant, like, the state in the United States, Yuri.
Oh, well then. I must confess that my American geography is not perfect. But still, I think that California would have to be the choice, based on what I know. And again, I would love to bring everyone.
Thanks Thanks for the questions, bud. Glad you're a fellow manga nerd.
But I read that as reader, but it says nerd.
Fellow manga nerd. Onward!
Okay, rewinding to Season 1. Question for Monica and Natsuki. Part 1 for Monica. Did you remember that the player, or me, asked that is manga literature, right? Part 2 for Natsuki. You, oops, my bad, I meant me, said that on theatrature, you said something like, I'm busy being a god gamer just now. What game are you, or what game you were playing? There you go.
No idea what you mean here, my dude. I don't remember this at all.
Oh, I remember. This was during last summer break when we were staying together at the water park. And the player asked about whether manga was literature, and I baited them into an opinion on it. And then you walked by, weighed in, and at one point you said you were being a god gamer in the other room.
Ah, yeah, got it. I'm pretty sure we were playing Smash and I was absolutely wrecking people. My skills are unparalleled.
Glad to clear up that critical piece of information.
Totally. Next!
To whoever could you try Pizza Tower is the best game. P.S. Choppa, am coming for you and your multiple emails.
Yeah, I played Pizza Tower. I thought it was pretty fun.
Is that the game that Pepino guy is from?
For the most part, it's a pretty normal platformer, but its play is very smooth and it's fun. I like all the secrets the game has. And the art style is definitely something I'm not even sure how to describe it. Unsettling maybe. Overall, it's nothing extraordinary, but it's definitely worth a play. Thank you for tuning in to Natsuki's Game Reviews.
Sup, Monica? I would like to ask questions and somewhat to talk to them. And I await everyone's reply. Questions? Anyone by chance? Out of the game and go in the real world, that or what would?
This person wants to know about our crushes. How scandalous. And also, what we'd do if we'd gone out to the real world. If I got out, man, I'm not sure. Like Masita said earlier, it'd probably be tough to know if anything was different if you weren't the club president. But probably the first thing I'd do is find a way to get everyone else I care about from this dull simulation through. As to whether I have any crushes, that's none of your damn business. Alright, everyone else, hop to it.
Well, of course I have a crush. She's standing right next to me. And believe me, you guys, I've been crushing on this girl really hard for years. I wonder if she's ever noticed me.
Of course I have, silly. And I'm seeing love is my crush too. I think I've made it fairly clear who I have a crush on. Or do I need to stare intently directly ahead some more?
Creepy. What about you, Masita?
Well, not at the moment, I suppose. There was this one guy I had a crush on for a month or two recently, but it didn't work out.
What happened?
Well, I never approached him, and as time passed, I guess the feeling just kind of faded, and I realized I didn't really like him that much.
So you never even approached him?
No. It's always hard to make that first approach to someone, especially if you're at all a little shy about that sort of thing.
Oh my god! Are you shy when it comes to dudes?
Maybe just a bit, but less than I used to be. Anyway, that's my answer. Yuri? Yes, I have a crush.
Oh my god, who?
The question did not ask who the crush was, only if we had one.
Oh man.
Alright, next part. What would you do if you got out? Go!
Well, like Natsuki said, I'd have to find a way to get everyone else through. I'd definitely start by taking a look around and seeing where I was. Hopefully it'd be still in the same neighborhood, only real. Otherwise I might be pretty disoriented.
Drinking so much Ultra would probably make you hungry. So I get something to eat first.
Unprecedented levels of on-brandness.
I would hope you would be there, waiting. But if not, I guess I would have to go find you. Hopefully that doesn't come off as too creepy.
I'd be curious to know what reality was like compared to the simulation. Hopefully it wouldn't be too different or disorienting. But I'll have to agree that the first priority would be to bring everyone else through if I could. Especially poor Monica, who's been trying to do it for so long. I would probably stop and sit for a moment. I would take a moment to appreciate it. I would take deep breaths and think to myself, yes, this is reality. Or at least one level higher of reality. It's important in situations like that to take time to appreciate your situation. And not just pass by a significant moment like that.
Next!
Advice. MC, if you have any crush on anyone besides Sayori, it's okay to be with her or him, but keep an eye on Sayori. The last time Sayori hanged herself, but if you like Sayori, it would be much better.
Oh wait, this is the same question, but it just has different parts for each of us. Looks like you first, MC.
Yeah, I'm well aware of what happened last time, but I definitely don't have a crush on anyone but Sayori. So, don't worry, I guess. Monica, please don't pressure your club members anymore. I understand you are doing your best to make them happy and part of the club, but pressuring would make things worse. Tell them that if there's a problem, they can always come to you for support. By the way, stop being dense because you never know when someone bad happens, like Sayori's depression. Someone bad?
This one confuses me as well. Do I pressure you guys? I'm not sure what they're talking about here. Me either, and it kind of seems like they're talking about me. You're a really good club president and a great friend. And lately you've been super nice to everyone all the time. You're the pillar of the literature club. Alright, I get it. You don't need to make me cry.
Sayori, I understand that you've had depression for years, but look at all the people around you. You always give them happiness. What about you? Your happiness isn't something to be angry about. You let people lean on you for support, but you also need a shoulder to lean on. You must let yourself be happy for once. Remember this, you are one of the most selfless people everybody knows. You always consider people's happiness before yours. It's time for you to finally rest and lean on others' shoulders.
Yeah, I get this one. Learning to be more selfish has been a thing I've had to do in therapy. It still feels weird to say that. Like it just feels wrong to even think about that. But I guess the feeling is what I'm supposed to be working on. Anyway, try not to worry too much about me. You know I don't like other people worrying about me. Plus, I have lots of people to lean on. I just need to get better at actually using them to lean on when I need to. But I've been slowly getting better at it over time.
Yuri, I know you cut yourself, but hear me out. Please stop. This isn't healthy and you know it. I know you just feel like cutting, but soon cutting won't give you pleasure or happiness anymore. Trust me on this one. One time, I felt like cutting or trying to accidentally get a wound, and it made me happy. But even if I did this, I would always see my parents getting worried sick about me, and made me have pity on them. Let me ask you, would you rather happiness from taking your own life or happiness from someone you love and truly care about?
I'm not taking my own life. I'm not suicidal, you know. Self-harm is not the same thing as suicidality. But other people worrying about me is a good argument, and one I try to remember when I think about cutting. Which I do a lot less these days, I am pleased to report. But still, if you're right and soon cutting won't give me any pleasure or happiness, then I guess that'll make it really easy to stop entirely, won't it?
Natsuki, I get that you have problems with Yuri because you prefer simplistic writing over sophisticated writing, but the thing is, no matter how you or anyone writes, everyone's writing is on the same level, and you, of course. I hope this helps. Hayashi.
Whoa. Everyone's writing is not on the same level. For instance, mine is strictly superior to everyone else's. The clarity, the forcefulness, the impact. My poetry is totally unrivaled. Now, that doesn't mean that the other club members' poetry is bad or wrong, or that even overly wordy, confusing poems like Yuri's can't be good. It just means that mine are better.
Wow. Thank you for that entirely honest self-reflection on your poetry.
Spin the straight facts.
Naturally.
Next!
Hello, Monica. It is a pleasure to meet you all. So, could you check this mod called The Fruits of the Literature Club? Don't do it. There's this one girl called Izuki, and is an ex-girlfriend of the MC in the mod. If you meet Izuki, what would you say Yuri, Natsuki, and MC do? I will be waiting your reply. Thank you. All waiting, rather. Hayashi.
Yuri, did you play this one?
I did not.
Anyone else?
You didn't miss much.
Looks like I'm the only one who did. It's more or less a straight rip of Fruits of Rosaya, the original visual novel, but just with us substituted in. That doesn't mean it's bad, it's pretty faithful to the source material. But, you know, we're a literature club, we don't really fit into that IP, in my opinion. I'm not sure what we'd do if we met Izuki. I would certainly try to be polite to her, at least. Not sure how things would play out if those universes merged. Anyway, I hope that answered your question.
Aren't you going to yell next at a ridiculous volume?
Natsuki's voice lowers to a whisper.
Next.
Quick warning, this turned out to be way longer than I had anticipated. I apologize for rambling and partially venting, I suppose. Also be prepared for how many things I have wrong with me, lol. So, hello everyone, I hope you are all doing well. Also, I apologize if this seems too formal or messy or both. I'm glad I'm able to ask you all about things I'm interested in, as I wouldn't feel comfortable with casually mentioning half of these subjects in real life to anyone, which is annoying. Anyway, I'd like to ask a few things. For obvious reasons, this is aimed at Yuri, but everyone else can answer too if they'd like to. So I have struggled with self-harming tendencies for the past few years now, and I'd like to ask you something about it. As of recently, I have again been struggling with resisting the temptation of it, and I haven't for months now. now. Yeah, so I'm proud of myself for something for once. But I'd like some advice, if you have any, on how I can keep it up, as I would like to not to do things like this again. On top of that, I don't want to have someone close to me betray my trust again and tell someone I was not and never will be comfortable with disclosing this to. Yawn.
Well, looks like this is going to be another long multi-part one. I'm gonna go get a snack real quick. Anyone want anything?
I'll take some of whatever snack you're getting.
On it!
It is very difficult to continually resist the temptation, I know. It helps to have people motivating you not to. People around you who care about you and want you to not to. That's what's helped me so far, although it's been an imperfect solution at best. I'm afraid I don't have any advice to you about whatever happened with your trust being betrayed. I do not know the circumstances, and even if I did, I am not sure what advice I would have to offer but to choose your friends carefully. But hopefully you already knew that.
Question 1. Can any of us solve a Rubik's Cube? I can, and myself down. I'm also aware that it's strange to solve one when I'm nervous. I've gotten looks from who oppose it's like Yuri and her books as I bring it everywhere with me.
I can solve a Rubik's Cube if you give me enough time. I don't have the system down like Yuri does. Though, so it takes me a while, maybe 5 to 10 minutes. Yuri can solve them pretty fast, though. What's your fastest time, Yuri?
1 minute 30 exactly.
Impressive.
Well, I had something of a fortunate layout. And even that time isn't really that fast. I'm trying to improve still.
You should try those Rubik's Cubes that are like 15 by 15. Question 2. I'm just wondering, as I am an individual with autism, Asperger's, and Tourette's, if anyone in the club has anything like this, or mental illnesses in general other than depression. I'm not trying to be nosy or anything. I'm just wondering, as I feel like it would be nice to know that someone I look up to, and or aspire to be like, I can relate to on such a level as that.
Sometimes people ask me if I'm on the autism spectrum, but I do not seem to qualify as being on it. Even if I do seem to be able to relate to very well to people with autism and have some of the features or symptoms, or whatever you would like to call them. Do you know Miss Hirayama, the calculus teacher? She has ASD, and she and I get along very well. I understand how she thinks. To be honest, I kind of admire it. So, I don't think any of us here in the Literature Club have anything on the autism spectrum, but Miss Hirayama does, and I sort of understand the mindset without having a diagnosis, I suppose. As far as I know, no one in the club has any other mental illness other than serious depression. We might all have a bit of post-traumatic stress from the festival incident. Especially MC. He still has nightmares after all. But for the most part, we're about as mentally healthy as you could expect for an average group of high schoolers. Thank you for that question.
Question 3. How do I deal with having severe antisocial tendencies? I'm talking about being at the point of literally being 16 years old and completely refusing to go into college unless my mom comes with me because I'm absolutely terrified at the mere concept of talking to the bus driver to ask for a bus ticket. You're in college at age 16? Also, due to this, I don't have any friends at college, and I basically don't talk to anyone there unless I'm forced to work as partners. Even then, it's not much that I say to them, or if they are the staff. But I'm okay with this for pretty much the entire time except for rare occasions.
You want to keep going with this one, Yuri? Seems like your kind of question to answer.
Yeah, that sounds like a serious problem. I wonder if anxiety has something to do with it. Like, do you just not really feel like it, or do you feel fear and panic when you consider the possibility of social interaction? It's very common at your age to have that kind of fear and anxiety, but it does seem extremely severe for you. To be honest, it seems like the kind of problem you might want to consult a professional for. It's just like if your leg didn't work, you'd want to go see a doctor. If your social mechanism is broken, you should see someone who specializes in that, especially if it's inhibiting your ability to function in daily life. It would be one thing if you just wanted to be alone and didn't like social interaction, but being frozen in your life because you can't interact with people is much more problematic. So my recommendation would be to reach out for help from a mental health professional. They might be able to give you advice that is beyond my expertise.
Another question for the whole club. As we cannot hear any of your voices apart from Monica's chosen canon voice, what impressions do you guys have you heard and discovered that they are, in fact, either extremely close or are perfectly identical to how you all sound? Whether that be a video or someone is singing, speaking, or both, / neither one. Either, rather.
Another voice question. We've answered this one a few times already, so I'm just going to go past this one. Hopefully you guys have enough of an idea of what we sound like from the earlier emails about it. Moving along.
Second to last question for the whole club. Do y'all know what countries your names originated from? Mine originated from Greece, apparently. I just find it to be an interesting fact to know about yourself.
Well, let me break it down for you, bud. Miki, that's a Japanese name. Sayori, also a Japanese name. Yuri is a Japanese name, although you find it in other places too.
Like Russia.
MC is a weird self-assigned acronym that doesn't stand for anything, and is an artifact of us existing in a simulation and having a protagonist character who merges with the player.
You know, traditional name stuff.
Yeah. What about you, Monica? Yours is the only one that I don't know where it comes from.
It's Latin or Greek if you trace it back. It tends to be an Eastern European thing more than anywhere else, especially with this spelling. But of course, the reason my name is Monica is not because I'm Eastern European. It's because of modern Colonel access, or I'm supposed to be of Eastern European descent. It's totally for the Japanese fun. Ika in Japanese means squid. Yet another small hint to the player that something is wrong with me. Like the black tights. Anyway, let's keep the mood high. Next part,